What's up, everybody? It's JT Magnum, and welcome back to Niner News. This weekend was not a great weekend for the San Francisco 49ers as they lost to Carolina 10-9, and I was sitting back in my chair pretty much nail-biting the whole time, just getting pissed at Colin Kaepernick and getting pissed at the offensive play calls. It was not a good day for me because, in a sense, I was just getting angry at, just some of the stuff that was going on, and I was just getting, I don't know, just... The season has been a weird one for me because I'm really passionate about the Niners, and I always feel like some of the roster moves and things that they do are just a little, I don't know, just out of the ordinary, and I just feel like other teams are getting better around the 49ers, and the 49ers just seem to be going downwards, but even though that downwards might be going upwards, like they're just relying on just weird players. Like, I don't know, I've been saying people should be cut, traded, things like that. They're not going to use them. Get people that can help. It just seems like they're not doing that, but they only do it if an injury comes in. And with injuries, I'm going to discuss the injuries for a second here. Vernon Davis went out with a concussion. Eric Reed went out with a concussion. What else? Ray McDonald went out with an ankle injury. Garrett Selleck went down with a hamstring injury. It's like injuries and injuries and injuries just keep piling up and piling up and piling up. And it's getting to the point where it's just getting just flat out annoying now. And I just wish that these injuries would just stop. We could just become healthy and play teams that are healthiest and be able to just fight on. But hats off to Carolina. They played really good defense. I just felt like Cap should have made some better reads. I felt like they could have kept the ground game going. Frank Gore was running really well in that game. I know that people are like, oh, Carolina stopped the run. No, they didn't. They didn't stop San Fran's run. San Fran did very well on the running game. The 49ers did extremely well, and they did well when Frank Gore was in the game. They just so happened to hit Kendall Hunter really hard, and Kendall Hunter fumbled that one play. But Frank Gore was playing tough. So I don't know what happened, or Frank Gore was a little banged up. I saw a couple times he came off a little gingerly on the sideline, and I wonder what happened there, but whatever. But anyways, in the news today, the 49ers released Kyle Williams and also released Perrish Cox. No surprise there. Should have been done months ago because, I don't know, they just released all these promising players, and then they keep Kyle Williams for some reason. They don't even use him, and he can't even get separation. He's just been horrible. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, he's been on the Niners for a while. You hate to say bad things about players, but he hasn't done anything. So just get rid of him. And finally, they got rid of him today. I'm assuming because Michael Crabtree's coming back, Nick Moody's coming off the PUP list, and they need to make room for some players that are going to play now. Eric Wright as well. So, and last week Ted Ginn hurt us, and why? Because Kasim Osgood was sitting on the bench, and he's one of the special team aces. So he's sitting on the inactive list because Kyle Williams is playing, and we don't even use Kyle Williams. Doesn't even really play, and Kasim Osgood, Ted Ginn ends up running a few punt returns back. Now, if Kasim Osgood was in the game, the 49ers special teams has been lights out this year. So, I mean, I just don't understand the roster moves. I just don't get it, So, whatever. It's a new week. We're playing New Orleans. Hopefully, Vernon Davis and Eric Reed will be able to play. Other than that, I mean, I know we have a guy named Derek Carrier on the practice squad as tight end. I haven't heard any news yet about him if he's going to be moved up from the practice squad. We're going to see what happens. I guess it matters if Vernon Davis can't play or not. So if he can't play, that leaves Vance McDonald to play, and he's the only active tight end. So I'm assuming they're going to bring up Derek Carrier to be the second tight end, because that was a big key thing, was missing two tight end sets. And the 49ers run that very well, and not being able to do that kind of hurt them a little bit in the running game when they were down in goal line situation, and then they had to kick field goals. And so I just wasn't happy with the gameplay. I wasn't happy with some of the play calls. I just felt like we abandoned the run a little bit, and that's not 49er football. It seems like when we get down, they just abandon the run. And I felt like also Colin Kaepernick, I love him to death, but he doesn't make the necessary reads sometimes. And a lot of people are like giving him slack for being a one-read quarterback. I don't think he's a one-read quarterback. I just think that he's trying too hard to make plays. He's in his mind, he thinks he has to make a play all the time, when in reality, you can dump it off every now and then. We know you can make the big throws. We know that you can make big plays. We've seen it before. And we know that you're not that kind of quarterback. But the Russell Wilsons, the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Bradys, the Drew Brees, I mean, they'll take those underneath routes. They'll take what you give them. You want to take away the deep ball, you want to play deep coverage like Carolina was doing, then throw every underneath route until you have to bring them up, so then you can throw over the top of them. That's just what you have to do. And he wasn't doing that. He was basically just, taking the deep, anything deep. That's what he was looking for. So hopefully he'll fix that, and he'll work on it on practice, and he'll get over that. I believe that he can do it. I believe the Niners are going to get only better in the future from these losses, and only improve their game once they get a little bit more healthier. So the sky is the limit with them. So we'll see what happens in the future, but let's just pray they get through some of these games, get the wild card, because I think the divisions, it might be a little out of reach now with Seattle winning a lot of games. They're like 9-1. They'll probably be 10-1 before their bye, or 11-1 before their bye, I think, probably 10-1 before their bye, and the Niners might be 8-3. Could be 7-4. You never know, but we'll see what happens. But it is a long season left. We might get the wild card, it looks like we might get the wild card, and hopefully we can just stay healthy enough to be able to try to upset some teams on the road, and hopefully maybe somebody can beat Seattle, because Seattle's tough at home. If they get the home field advantage, it might be over for everybody. Seattle just might go to the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens. But that's it. If you guys want to leave any comments or anything about the game in Carolina, what you guys felt about it, or if you just want to talk about some of the roster moves or whatever, just feel free to put them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you. Google changed YouTube so much that it's hard to respond to comments, so I'm trying to figure out the whole comment thing right now. I am linked to Google Plus now on my sports channel, so hopefully it'll be okay. So JT Magnum signing out. Niner News. Peace, y'all.
You guys are good. You're a damn good football team, all right? And you know what? The longer it takes us to figure that out, the better we are. Who's got it better than us? Nobody!